Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We're still working on King Lear, and today we get to hear from Edgar in Act 5, Scene 3. So, Act 5, Scene 3, there was a bit of a war between France and England. Lear and Cordelia were taken prisoner, and yesterday we had Lear just saying to Cordelia that, he'd be happy to live out the rest of his life in jail with her because he's really glad to be reunited with her. But then they are marched off, and that was sort of where we ended things yesterday. As soon as they are marched off, Edmund gives a note to one of the guards with instructions to go kill Lear and Cordelia while they're in prison. So then Albany comes in and he's like, Edmund, well done capturing our foes. Hand over the prisoners to me. And Edmund's like, yeah, no, I'll do that tomorrow. If that's, you can have them tomorrow. And Albany's like, haha, not quite. You're arrested for being a traitor. And Edmund's like, what? And Regan jumps in and she wants to defend Edmund because, remember, she's in love with him. And Goneril sort of gets involved because she's also in love with Edmund. And then Regan starts feeling really sick, and it's because Goneril has poisoned her. They eventually take her off the stage, and then there's this whole thing about Edmund being a traitor, and if anybody wants to stand up and provide proof for him being a traitor, they have to do so by the third trumpet sound, and the third trumpet sounds, and Edgar comes in, still in disguise, and they're like, who are you? And he's like, I can prove later that I'm noble. And Edmund's like, no, but seriously, who are you? And Edgar's like, who's speaking on behalf of Edmund? And Edmund's like, me, myself, right here. I'm Edmund here. And Edgar says, draw thy sword, that if my speech offended noble heart, thy arm may do thee justice. Here is mine. Behold, it is my privilege, the privilege of mine honors, my oath, and my profession. I protest, maugre thy strength, place, youth, and eminence, despise thy victor sword, and fire new fortune, thy valor and thy heart. Thou art a traitor, false to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father, conspirant against this high illustrious prince, and from the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust below thy foot, a most toad-spotted traitor, say thou no? This sword, this arm, and my best spirits are bent to prove upon thy heart whereto I speak. Thou liest. So yeah, he comes in and throws down the gauntlet, so to speak. He's like, I'm going to prove with my sword that you're a liar and a traitor, and you betrayed your gods and your brother and your dad, and you've been plotting against Albany and all this sort of stuff. He lays out the charges, and Edmund's like, I don't think so, and he throws down his gauge so that they can fight, and they do fight, and Edmund gets injured. Dun, dun, dun. But he's not quite dead yet. He's got a few things to say before he dies, and we will start to hear what those things are in tomorrow's monologue. I'll see you then for that.